First day at Halewood Academy, I stepped through those tall iron gates wearing my brother's old shoes and a second-hand backpack that squeaked when I moved. And I knew, deep in my gut, I wasn't meant to fit in there. The halls sparkled with marble, the kids shimmered in designer clothes, and well, I was the one who rode the public bus while they got dropped off in Escalades. I barely had time to find my locker before it started. "Look who brought the ghetto to campus," Chase Whitmore smirked, leaning against the lockers like he owned the place. "What's your dad do, huh? Work the food stamp line?" I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Wouldn't know." He left before I could ask. "But my mom's a nurse, saves lives while you sit on yours." I guess that didn't sit right with him, 'cause from that day on, it was open season. I was the charity case, the diversity pick. Every shove, every snide remark, every time they accidentally spilled something on me, it added fuel. But instead of fighting back the way they wanted, I started watching, listening, collecting. Because, see, I've always been good with patterns, especially in chemistry. And as I sat in class, solving equations most kids couldn't pronounce, I realized something. They weren't smart. They were loud and entitled. But I could use that. Miss Reyes, my chem teacher, noticed my work early on, asked if I'd join the science bowl. At first, I laughed it off. But James, this quiet coder kid who also didn't quite fit the mold, nudged me into it. "You've got the brain, man," he said. "Don't waste it trying to blend in." So I applied. I didn't tell anyone. But word got out anyway, probably through the administration. The next day, Chase cornered me at my locker. "You aiming for Science Bowl?" he smirked. "Bold, considering your uniform's worth less than my shoelaces." I just shrugged. I'm not here for fashion. From then on, it escalated. I mean, real fast. One day after school, they caught me behind the gym, in the blind spot where cameras didn't reach. Cole held my arms. Tyler kneed me in the ribs, and Chase, he smiled while he punched me. "You think you're better than us?" he spat. "You're not. You're nothing." I limped home that day and lied to my mom, said I tripped on the bus stairs. But she's a nurse. She saw through it. I begged her not to call the school, told her it'd only make it worse. But that night, I started connecting dots. There had been others like me, kids who came on scholarship, smart kids, Amir, Zoe, gone by mid-year. No goodbyes, no explanations, just gone. And I realized this wasn't just bullying. It was a pattern. And I was next. Unless I flipped the script. James helped me dig. School records, emails, even pulled security cam footage from the maintenance shed that caught Chase and the boys vaping behind the field house, clear as day. And then, the twist, I get paired with Ethan for the chem midterm. Ethan, Chase's shadow, quiet, follows orders. I thought about asking Miss Reyes for a new partner, but she said something that stuck. "Sometimes," she told me, "you give someone the chance to choose different, and they surprise you." So I handed Ethan my lab notes, real detailed stuff. "These won't help Chase," I said. "Every team has different targets. If they copy this, their solution'll blow up." He looked confused. "Why give it to me?" "Because I want to see what you'll do with it." James and I dropped the evidence anonymously. To the board, to the local paper, even to Ethan's mom, who, surprise, sits on the school board. Day of the midterm, the room buzzed. Chase and Tyler looked cocky, whispering and grinning across the lab table. Me and Ethan kept our heads down. Our solution? Smooth. Theirs turned deep purple and started foaming. Miss Reyes walked over, raised an eyebrow. Interesting color. Care to explain? Chase froze, then pointed at me. He sabotaged us. She crossed her arms. Each team had different compounds, so unless you were cheating... Principal Barrow came in just in time to hear Ethan say, I have the texts. They were planning to steal his work and tank our project. Tyler flipped, tried to swing at Ethan, but it was too late. Everyone had seen. Some kids even filmed it. That same day, an emergency board meeting got called. My mom showed up straight from work, still in scrubs. Chase's dad tried to claim I'd set his son up. Judge Walker, Tyler's dad, threatened lawsuits. But Ethan's mom stood and shut it all down. No more, she said. We let this rot grow for too long. And then it happened. They expelled all three, Chase, Tyler, and Ethan. Ethan stood up and said, I deserve it. I helped them. I didn't throw punches, but I never stopped them either. I didn't hate him for that. In fact, I respected it. A week later, Miss Reyes handed me an envelope from MIT. She had submitted me for a summer program, without telling me. You've got the mind, she said, smiling, and now you've got the space to use it. 3 weeks after the chaos, Halewood felt different. Kids talked to me. Teachers nodded when I passed. They even renamed the science wing after the kids who'd been pushed out before me. Amir, Zoe, the ones no one remembered until now. That day, Principal Barrow showed up on my porch. I failed you, he said, but we're trying to do better now. He handed me a new scholarship, one for integrity, said I was the first recipient. I didn't take it for me. I took it for every kid who walked into a place like Halewood and thought, I don't belong here. Because here's the truth, I didn't fit their mold. I never would. But I didn't need to. And maybe you're out there right now, feeling the same way. Undervalued, overlooked, beaten down by people who think they're untouchable. Just remember, people like that only win when we stay silent. So let me ask you something. Is it wrong to fight back strategically, to expose a system that's been rigged forever? Or is that the only way anything ever changes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me if you've ever been there, or if you are there now, because someone's listening. And your story might just flip the script for someone else.